Hello. Hey, hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Riva. Okay. Hey, hi, everyone. So let's start with the day. Okay, so before I move, any questions, right? Like I think in the last session we were
Yeah,
working on.
I have some questions.
Mhm.
Can I quickly share my screen?
Yep, yes, please.
Yeah. In this, see, I tried to load an Excel file. I did that after installing this package, Read Excel, as you told on that day. I can able to import it, but I'm getting some warnings like, see, there are some 11 warnings and use this particular function to see them. That is my first question.
These are just these are just normal warnings, some data conversion that happens. That is where it comes up. So
Okay,
these are.
yeah. My second question is, see, if I want to view the column names which includes this particular space, right, I can able to do it if I enclose this within double quotes. Whereas if I want to use that particular column name with has space, how can I do that? I'm not getting an output for this. If I
The
want to
same way you have to use backquotes.
sorry, which one?
Use backquote. Below the escape key, there is a backquote that you will see. Not this one. Below escape key.
In Mac, I'm just searching. Should I give you control?
See, this is what you write it. So this is a backquote. This. This is called as backquote.
Yeah, let me try that. No, I couldn't share my screen.
So I know I'm sharing my screen, so I'm just showing you that this is the backquote that you have, that you put. So what we are trying to put is that is this, not this.
Okay. Got it. I found it. Yeah, yeah. Can I quickly share my screen? I have two other questions.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is one. Like this.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, on the other side also.
Okay. Yeah. Here, see, in the count, line number 88. Yeah. If I run this, I can able to get. Is there any particular way to give alias for this particular column name?
This count. Can you go back to
Yeah.
that code?
No, if I want to give some alias name for this particular count.
You can use the call names. Now let's just change the column names. So wherever you have saved this up right now, so just give the name as. You will have to save this in a data frame, and then you will have to give it as use the function call names.
Okay. And one more thing. You were saying about the length function, right?
Hmm.
So I couldn't get the exact thing. See, you said it is somewhat similar to the end row.
Count, basically this is count function.
Okay, no, see what I'm getting here, it's wrong, right? No, the usage of length, I'm just trying to get it. I couldn't understand.
You'll have to give the column name, the length of the column name state. So just
Yeah.
remove that backquotes. This the quotes that you have given. Now run that, right?
Okay.
Triple nine four the count.
Okay. Getting it. Yeah, this is what I have. Thank you so much. I'll stop sharing.
Amit, I have a question, Amit.
Yes, please.
I can't like install the package read Excel.
I'll just show you that.
Okay. And I tried doing the assignment, but I have a query in in condition statement question 3. Like, so I have
Can
issue.
you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. One second. So yeah, this one.
Mhm. So what's the question that you're asking? I mean, this
Okay.
question.
No, this is, we have vector, 3 vectors. So it should arrange, the output should be like 7, 3, 1. So the higher number should come first, then the then the second highest, and then the least. So the output should be like, the output should be like this.
The 3 numbers that you give.
Yeah.
Right. So you actually, you will have to assign the values. Basically, what you will do is you will say you will have to find the first, second, third values in that case. Let me just show you that.
Okay.
See. So basically, that you have, this is what you have to do. You have 3 numbers, 3, 7, 1. So you are saying if x is greater than 1, right? If x1 is greater than 1, then first number is x1, second number is x2. Else, I am defining first number is this, second number is this. So we go one by one. And then what we do is we check that x3. If that x3 number is greater than 1 and is also greater than second. So in that case, what will happen is the third number that you will have, the second number will be assigned to the variable third, and the second variable will be the first number will be assigned to second. So that is how you will go. Otherwise, we check this condition. So little bit of a tricky condition that you have to apply with this. So what we are trying to do is we're trying to print in a little different way. The technique that you're using is correct. So either you can go this way. So we are comparing one number. So we have saying that if this is greater than this, then I'm saying this is the first, this is the second. Now I've got the first and second. Now I'm saying let's take that x3 number. Is it greater than first and third, or first and second? So if that turns out to be true, x3 will become this the number that we have. To that we will the second number that we had, that will be assigned to the third, and then first will be assigned to the second, and first will become the x3 number. The number that we had at the third place, that will become the first number. So this is how you will have to take that approach. So it's just a little tricky part. So if you run this up, so let us just print that first, second, third. So 7, 3, 1.
Okay.
Amit, want an easier way to just run for loop in this?
Sorry?
For loop. We can assign I a value and then we can keep checking I. If 3 is greater, like we can assign that, right? Using for loop. If the for
loop.
No, the question is. No,
it is
the question.
saying else.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still with for loop also, I think it will be not. It will be tough to find that out because there is an assignment also that we need to. So it is more like a condition column only. We have to use conditions in this case.
Okay.
Okay, let me try this way. Thanks.
So now what we will do is we will talk about, to the last session we were discussing on the dplat package, and we had talked about this part of where we were talking like as in we had seen this part of up till summarize, group by, and all those things. So now what I would like to do over here is we will be seeing that how with the help of dplat package you can create the joins as well, right? So basically let's put the package library into library dplat package. So what I'm going to do right now is basically I'm going to say that okay, now we are going to talk about joins, right? So I am sure that all of you are already aware of that inner join, left join, right join, full join, right? So now these are some things that you all are already aware. Now in this, dplat, what happens is you get two more joins, semi join and anti join, which I will just tell you what they are. So basically what we will do is we will create two quick short data frames in order to explore how the syntax for joins is written. Right? Suppose I create two data frames over here. I would like to create data frames like this. Suppose I want to create a data frame ID and name, ID and course, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, Harry, Sam. Okay, we have ID 1, 2, 3, 4, and courses are Excel, Python. Now suppose these are two tables that I'm having with me, and what I would like to do over here is I would like to just apply the concept of joins on them and see how the output will come out, right? So basically left join we know, like inner join we know the common data between the two tables, right? Left join means complete data from left table, right join means complete data from right table. So the concept remains the same, nothing changes in that case, right? So what I do is that let me create ID, and ID is 1, 2, 3, 5. We have the student name, which is Harry, Sam, Harry, Sam, Leo. I just shared this script. You can just create the data frame right away. Data dot frame ID comma last name. It's not created. Oh, A is capital. So we have this. Let's create ID again. C. Okay. So we have this now. df underscore names. You have df underscore course. Okay, the two data frames are now created. Now, if you come over here, what we're going to do on this is, right? So let us see how the inner join is created, right? So let's make this inner join. So okay. Let me just share this script first so that you all can also make this.
Hello.
Done?
Amit,
Uh-huh.
in my console, the output is quite different. It's like it is like a plus. I'm getting the plus sign in front of every line.
Actually, you just press escape over there, like this. Press escape,
Okay.
then run the code again.
Okay. Thanks.
So now what we do is like if you want to make an inner join. So what we do is we simply use this inner join syntax that you will get. You have to give the dataset first name, right? You want to join df names, comma, data frame course, comma, then you have to define by, right? By what is the common column that you have? That is ID. You have to give the name of that and you will get the output, right? So you get ID, name and course together, which is the same output that you get with an inner join. So you have got it over here now, the common data.
Usually in R, do we give column names in quotes?
Sorry?
In R, do we usually give column name in quotes because ID is a column name, right?
Because this is more like a, we are putting it as a, for this join, you have the syntax like this because it's like when you have some different column names, so you have to use some comparison operators. Otherwise, you don't put those column names in the quotes, right? Like when we did the data ID and quotes, so they were not, there in that quotes over here.
Right. Okay.
Now, similarly, if you want to make a left join, so you can try that left join. Same thing will go in df underscore names, comma df underscore course, right? Comma by equals to ID. So now you get complete data from the left table and the matching data from the right table. So Leo, now the course is not available, so it is back.
It's giving error for me, inner join.
What's the error?
It's saying error in inner join, could not find function inner underscore join. I used all in small.
So have you put the package dplyr into library?
And installed it. Yes, I put it in library.
No, you'll have to put it in the library also. So
Yeah, I put it in the library also. But
not today, after opening the session now.
oh no.
So you have to, so it get automatically de-attached. So when you open the R again, so you have to put it in the library again.
Yeah, now it's happening. Thanks.
Okay, right. Similarly, please try the right join and full join as well. Right join and full join. Yeah. So I know over here you will find two more type of joins. One is anti-join and another is semi-join. Now anti-join is, this is a type of join in which what it does is, this gives the data that is present only in table 1. Okay. So like for example, if I use NT-join and I say I want to make a join between df underscore names and df underscore course by ID. Now, if you will take a look at it, basically 5 Leo is the course that is present only in table 1, right? ID 5. 1, 2, 3 is present in both the tables. So NT-join will give only the data that is present only in table 1. So if you run this now, it will give you only 5 Leo. If you interchange the tables, if you make df course over here, comma df underscore names over here, by equals to ID, right? Now it gives 4 tableau. Now 4 is only present in table 2. Okay. Similarly, we have a semi-join. So what semi-join will do is, this gives output similar to inner join, but only the fields of table 1. Okay, so it will give you only the fields of table 1. So suppose I say semi-join df underscore names, comma df underscore course, comma by equals to ID. See, so it gives you 1, 2, 3, but the data is only available for table 1. ID name, not the course name.
Amit, what could be the use of this semi-join use case?
Huh?
What could be the use case of this semi-join? Because it's
Semi-join is like, suppose when you have the data in 2 tables. So when the data is in 2 tables, right? So inner join, what technically it does is, it brings the complete data from table 1 and complete data from table 2. But somewhere you only wanted to use the columns of the table 1 only for some calculations based on that common data between the 2 tables. Like for example, if I say that you have an order ID with you, okay, you have the the sales amount, and there is some, the, suppose I can say there is some order 1, 2, 3, sale of 100, 120, 140. Okay, this is one table, and then there was second table that was of returns. In that we have which are the orders that are returned by the customer. So order ID 2 and 3 was returned by the customer. So there was some the cost that was involved to, the logistics cost that was involved to pick that order back. So you had to pay, suppose 80 rupees, and you had to pay, suppose 20 bucks to pick that order back. And similarly, when they would have sent that, so there would have been some outward cost also that they would have spent. Suppose to deliver this product, the company had to spend 10 bucks, 15 bucks, and 18 bucks, right? And now this is the same thing, that when they had to pick that order back, they had to again spend the amount on the logistics. So now if suppose you just wanted to calculate that all the orders that are returned, how much money did you spend on delivering that product, right? So you only need to find first of all which are the columns that are, which are the orders that are returned. So you will make an inner join. But if you make an inner join, it will give you complete this data. But my interest was that I only wanted to calculate outward cost, right? So what I can do is I will use semi join in that case. So only these three columns will be picked and these two rows will be picked. That 2 and 3, this is the outward cost, and I can calculate the sum. So that way, what will happen is somewhere I have optimized the performance of my the code that I have written. Otherwise, all the columns would have got extracted where my need was only for one table. So instead of pulling all the tables, I am just pulling the tables which I need for my calculation. So that is where semi joins can be useful.
Okay. Is there any semi left, semi right join also?
No, no.
No. Okay.
Why do we need it? Because if I have the semi join, so you just interchange the table. If you put df codes first, then this will become the first table.
Hmm.
So you just have to just interchange the tables in this.
Or tables. Hmm. So it picks up the first, but you said this is similar to inner join, right? So that's why
So now if you do it, now it will give you the common data of course table.
you have to put comma after these names.
Right? So it says 1, 2, 3, RXL Python.
Hmm. Okay, got it. For optimal performance, this is right.
Hmm. Right, so what we can do is we can quickly try some questions as well on this. Suppose what you all can do is you can install a package that is read Excel. Right, so once you install this package, so this will give you the capabilities to load the data from the Excel files. So I already have this. So then you do is you put that package into the library, read Excel. Done. Okay, so what we'll do is we will, sample superstore is one file that you all would be having, right? The sample superstore.
Yes.
So in that sample superstore, we have multiple sheets inside it, right? So if I just okay, so let us pick that up. So what I will do is first of all, I'll make that path as my working directory. So for setting up the working directory, what we do is we use setwd. So I will say setwd and I will give that path and I'll make it up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use read Excel function, read underscore Excel. Then you have to give the name of that file, sample superstore, and then comma sheet equal to the name of that sheet. So sheet is orders. Okay, I want to load that data. So it is showing me the data. I'll just assign it to the variable order. So I have loaded the data of orders over here in this variable order. And same way, I'm going to load the data of returns. That will be the same thing, read underscore Excel, sample superstore, comma sheet equal to returns. So now this data is something that you all are already aware of, right? This sample superstore data set you are already aware of.
Amit, we have so many options, right? Read underscore XLS, XLSX. So I
Mhm.
tried with read underscore XLS. Is there any difference? Because even it worked fine, like read underscore XL.
So XLS will work file only with the XLS extension. So if you have a XLSX file, it will not be able to read that.
Okay.
XLS is macro book, right?
Sorry?
XLS is macro book.
XLS? No. XLS is 2007 version. So up till
Okay.
2007 version, the Excel used to be saved with XLS extension. And after that, the files were saved with XLSX. The latest file that you have, they are saved with the extension of XLSX. Macro workbook is saved with the extension of XLSM,
Yeah.
XLS macro. There are a lot of extensions that you have for Excel. You have XLSB, a binary format as well.
Binary format. So zeros and ones.
Oh, sorry.
What is binary format?
So binary basically it saves the data in the binary format. So when you have very large data in your Excel, so we generally save it in the B because it takes less memory. It compresses the file.
Okay. Also, instead of using setwd, is there a way we can get the folder through this files on the right hand side?
Sorry.
Instead of using set working directory, can we go on the right where there is files, plots, packages? Can we go into files and directly search for?
You can do. That's the same thing.
Then
You will
set it.
first
Hmm.
find the file path, and then you will have to click on this more and set as working directory.
So I was trying that, but in my files, I couldn't see my desktop and the folder. I couldn't.
Can you share the screen?
Yeah. So over here, I need to find my desktop.
You have to remove 3 dots on the right side. So this is your working directory. Yeah. So you have to click on the 3 dots. Now from here you click on desktop, and then you go.
Where have we taken that sample superstore?
It would be in Excel also. We use it multiple places.
Why is it not showing that Excel file? Was it an Excel file?
It would be in the Excel. Just check in the Excel folder.
I didn't get it. Sorry, what?
Excel folder, first file, first folder.
No, it's not there. Okay, I'll check where it is.
So basically, it's not showing the file. You just have to select the folder that you want to open it up. Select the folder.
Okay, I'll see in which folder. It somehow it's not with the Excel files in.
No, check in your. It will not show the files over it. Just shows the folder because you're selecting
Okay.
a folder over here. So
Okay.
files
So,
will not be visible over here. You'll have to check it manually in this folder. Select in which folder you have kept that file, and choose that as the folder and make it a working file.
okay. Okay. Will do.
Okay. See, now what we will do is let's just do quick 2 or 3 questions over here. Like for example, what I would like to do right now is suppose I want to create a join and I would like to see what is the complete data of returns, right? So how can I do that? I can use an inner join. So I have 2 data set. One is order, one is returns. Then what I will do is I'm just simply going to say by equals to order ID. Okay, so the data will be joined. So if you will see over here, you can also put it inside the view function to have a proper tabular view of this output. So you can see the data is joined now. First, oops, okay, I have some garbage data also inside this. So that is why I'm getting these columns. You all will not receive these some additional column because I just had some other data inside it, which makes it little unclear over here.
Can you show the code again, please?
Okay, now based on this, can you all quickly try some questions? Find the sales by regions. Find the sales by category.
Amit,
Find-
can you please share the simple sample sutras superstore one file because I have XLX file, so I can't able to do that.
I also have XLS file only.
No X, I have XLX SX.
That will also work. You can use that also. That will also work.
Okay.
But that is giving an error. I'm just using it by the name.
Yeah, for me too actually.
But it's somehow giving an error.
No, it should not. Basically, it should not be.
The error is saying path does not exist. Sample.
There's a path. There's a path error. I think the file is not there. So can you share your screen once?
Yeah.
Me too, same error. Path is here.
So I'm using this file
So you
name.
have to give the complete file name .xlsx. The extension is missing in this file.
But if I check in my folder, its extension is not there in the file name. But if I do that also, still I'm getting there were 11 warnings. Use warning to see them.
It's done now, so your data is loaded now. Order data set, you can see the data frame is created. 10,035 observations of 21 variables.
Where? Okay, this. But then why is it saying this? There were 11 warnings.
So see, previously it was the error, right? So the file extension, the file was not path, complete file name was not there. So these are just warning because of the data that you have, right? So the data might sometimes have some blank values and all. So it shows the warnings for that. Because we're loading the data from the Excel, which is unstructured format of data. So that is where it gives that warning message.
Okay.
I'm still getting error, Amit.
Can you please share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Can you see that?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Now I can see it. Right now I see only this zoom, not the R.
Still, you can't see?
No, no. I just see that Zoom only. Can you share your code with me on the chat maybe?
Yeah, sure, sure.
So these are some questions that I have shared. Please try them. Have you made that path as a working directory where this file
Yeah,
is placed?
yeah.
Because otherwise it could be an issue with the file name also, right? Because you have written the file name as sample superstore. There is a space also, like the general is that I have. So it is sample super. There is a space also that I see. But in
Okay.
your code, there is no space. You just do check. See what you can do is now you don't even you don't need to write the complete name. You simply say
Okay.
read underscore Excel. In the double quotes, the moment you will type SA, press tab key. You will start
Okay.
getting the file name. You will start getting the file name. Just check that if you're getting that up.
Okay. Okay. Let me try.
Okay. Let's just try these questions that I have shared. I will just come back just 2 minutes. I think.
Yeah, it's working now. Thanks. अभी हो नहीं रहा था, शेयर स्क्रीन करने बोला था तुम किए, लेकिन उसको जूम दिख रहा था खाली। बाद में मेरे को बताइएगा कैसे करते हैं। मतलब मेरा एरर आ रहा था, वही
Hello, okay, all done. So Radhika, in your DF1, the second statement that you written, you don't need to use data.frame. Technically, inner join itself will give you the the data frame only in the output.
But I don't know what name to use for that.
Sorry,
I don't know what name to use for that data frame.
name as sorry, name as in.
Like if I wanted to summarize, I need to give the data, right? Or to group by. So I didn't know what to use there. So that's why I put it in data frame.
No, no. So this statement that you have written, I'm just talking this part.
It's already giving me a data frame, the inner join, but I don't.
Right, this is what you have written. DF1 is this data.frame inner join.
Hmm.
Right. So you don't really need to give this data.frame because it will automatically be a data frame only.
Oh, okay.
So if you will save this in the DF1, so it will get saved.
Okay.
You see DF1 now, so it will see that.
Okay. Thanks. I just want to check if the last one is right. Last answer.
Mhm. So first of all, what all you will have to do is in that case you will have to make an inner join. So first of all, you make an inner join on this. That will be between order and returns by equals to ID. You make that up. So this way you will be able to find all that data where the orders were written. Now this output will go inside group by. You will have to say group this complete data.
By order ID, right?
Sorry,
By order ID.
So by order ID. This grouping will happen based on the region. You are saying that the data has to be grouped by region. And finally, the grouping that will be done, you will have to say summarize this complete data where we would like to see the length of, I can use region again. Length of.
Instead of inner join, we could just use the DF1, right? So that is the same thing. And then you're taking that data frame and then you're worried about the region column so that it gives column name as region.
Wait a second. So this is region. This is this.
Just need to remove last bracket.
Region not found.
R caps in length.
R is caps.
In length.
Oh, yeah, length. Yes, yes.
Length.
Yep, yep.
So if we see now, so we can see that in central region, 92 orders were returned, east from 49, and likewise. So there are a lot of stuff that we need to do in this. First, we made a join, right? Then we have done the grouping on the base of region. And then we are finding after the grouping is done, what do you want to find? I want to count the regions. So that way I can see it. So if we will sum it up, so it should, all the orders that were returned, we will get that. And typically, we should also be using this distinct clause also over here to get that output. Basically length of distinct region over here. Because otherwise right now, see if in any order the count was, the return was happening because in one order there were multiple products that were returned. So we are counting only the orders, not the products. So we also need to use distinct as well. Is this syntax clear what we have done? Anyone who feels that this is not clear?
So we did
For
an
the
inner join.
Sorry, for the first two questions, Amit, are we need to do an inner join? Really? You
So
have
this you
asked
can
for the sales by region. So I didn't use any data frame. I just used the view summarize group by function for
you
the
don't need
first two.
any.
That's it.
You don't need any join in this. For the first
Yeah.
question, second question also you don't need it. Third
Yeah.
question you will need a join. Fourth question you will need a join.
Yeah. Can you please explain the third and fourth because I didn't get any.
So we have to find the sales loss, right? The sales loss as in when the orders are returned, so there is a money that you will have to return. So that is where we want to calculate the sales lost. So how can I calculate the sales lost? So if I make an inner join between orders and returns by order ID, right? So this is going to give me the complete data between the two tables, right? So it's going to give me the complete data. But what I want to do is I just have to find the sum of sales. So what I can do is I will say summarize, and in this summarize, this will be the data that I'm creating, and then I'm going to say sum of sales. So that will give me the sales cost. 1,80,504. This is the sales cost.
Okay, this inner join will return the records based on the okay. Okay,
And then
number of orders returned. This will return the records number of orders returned or how it goes.
what part?
No, your these two sheets write orders and returns based on the order ID column. We are performing an inner join.
Correct.
Yeah, what would be the resultant set? Because in the return sheet, it holds the order IDs those who are returned. So I'm
So
not
it will make a
getting.
join between them, na? So it will be, so this is the same data. If you remember, we used in SQL also the same joins. We built it up over there. So if this is the data that you have, the sample superstore,
Okay.
you have returns. So you have the order ID over here. So there are 296 orders that were returned. So these order ID, they will be joined with the data in the orders tab. So all those
Okay.
orders that were returned over it will be joined with that. So you will get the complete data of those orders which were returned by the customers.
Okay,
Right?
returned as well as the okay, got it. Both the records, yeah.
And then I will just find the sum of sales on that because that will be the sales lost, the orders that were returned.
Okay, can you show that code once?
So if you just run this much part, so this is going to give you the output of that. So if I just put this inside this, so see, this is the joint data. So all the data of orders and the orders that were returned. So we have a combined data of that. So what I'm doing is on this data set, I'm just simply saying I want to sum the sales. So in order to sum
Okay.
the sales, I'm using summarize where I'm saying sum of sales.
Okay, okay.
Amit, if we want to find the number of orders returned and the number of orders not returned, we'll do left join and then find, right?
If you want to find the number of orders not returned, so first of all, you can use NT-join in that case. So because NT-join, it will give you the data only of that first table. So if I use NT-join and I say orders and returns. Now, if I join it by order ID, now this will only give me that data which was not returned. Correct? So that way, So then I will use the grouping. Based on that, we will be able to find it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
We just use this data now. This is the data which was not returned. Then you can simply say summarize. And on summarize, you will find the length of order IDs.
But can you explain what is count used here for again?
So
Let-
count it does. So count it does the complete aggregation for you. So if you use count over here, right? So count in the count, what we do is we basically create that complete the aggregate, these grouping only. The thing that we are doing with the help of group by, that can be same achieved by count. So it gives you the count of that particular data.
How? Like, can you give an example where we have group using count?
So we are using this function over here. We have this count function. And in this, what we do is the data set is orders. So it is saying this is the count of central, east, south, and west.
Okay, and can we also give a comma sum of sales next to it and then summarize it?
No, the count is only going to give you count, na? The count of the data. It doesn't give you anything else. So for finding the sum of sales, you will have to use group by clause.
So instead of length order, we can also give count. We can also give count there, right?
No. So
Why?
basically, you will have to use this over here. So what you are doing is you are using summarize. So in the summarize, you will have to use the count. You will have to use the group by function with this. The way we have done it previously, so you will have to say this question that we were doing. So I said group by. Summarize, group the data by region, and then find the length of that. So this is how we have done it. So count is a standalone function, right? Count is something, what it is doing is it is taking a data set name. It is asking on what variable do you want to count. So that is what the count function is doing. But if you want to use some summarize function and all, if you want to count it, maybe you can use this way. If you say count, right, you put this inner join over there, right? You can put this inner join inside that. That way you can still count it. So if you say you want to this, then you want to count on the basis of region. So this way it will work.
Yeah.
Give this now. Where is this? Right, so still this will go. The same output. Okay.
Yep.
So first it takes the data set, then you define the column on which you want to count. Okay. So this is, I think, where we'll take a pause. Did I share that assignment of dplyr with you last week?
No.
So let me just do that. I've shared this exercise over the chat, so you guys can practice the things on this. And then tomorrow we will be starting out with the visualizations. How, with the help of ggplot, grammar of graphics, we can create the visualizations using the R. So probably tomorrow we will do that, and then day after that we will start with the regression, right? How we can do some predictive modeling like linear regression and logistic regression using R.
Yeah, Amit, I have a question. You said some of the data structures, vectors, matrices, data frames, and list. Are you going to cover the list also?
So list is nothing. List is just the combination of all the different data structures that you can have. So like for example, what we do is, so we never use that up in the real time scenario. So you have a vector with you, that is we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? You have a matrix with you, matrix 1 to 25. And row equals to 5. You have a data frame, suppose iris data set. So what you can do is you can create and store multiple objects into a list. Suppose you say lis list. I say this variable lst. In this I can save a vector also, I can save the matrix also, I can save the data frame also. So if you see now, a list has been created which has 3 components inside it. So if you come over here, you simply say lst, right? This is the list. You want to see the vector, so you write 1. It shows you the vector. So it is just, I mean, it's never used in the real-time scenario because it is just a way of storing multiple data structures in it, and which primarily we work only on the data frames when we work in the R.
Yeah, like you said, it is holding all other data structures as well. It's a combination of all. And if I want to retrieve, see, if you retrieve the index 1, it is showing the whole vectors, right? This is the only way we can get the items, list items.
Now, so you are now in this indexing will be for the objects, right? You have list 1. So if you will write lst, if you will simply write lst, it will give you all the objects. If you simply
Okay.
write lst, it will give you everything. You get the data frame also. You will get the matrix also.
Okay, these are the list items it hold.
These are 3 items that it is.
Okay. But it is not used in real-time scenarios much. You
We
mean
will
to say
not see
that?
any use, so not much of the so
Okay. And one more thing, just don't mind. I'm just giving this as a consolidated report from our batch. Can you just go a bit slow because we are not at all getting sometimes we need some practice. It's all very new to us.
Sorry?
Yeah, can you just go a bit slow, this R programming?
Slow.
Yeah. Because
Huh,
at times we find difficult to follow because I'm not the only one. I'm just saying this as a consolidated message I want to convey from my batch.
so, I mean, you could have, I mean, so I keep asking that out, like that if this is clear, you can let me know at that point in time that if it's not clear or you need some time, you can let me know there only. So not a worry. So you can let me know like how should I maintain that page. So I'll go according to that.
Especially this joins and the things we need after we work more, right? The so many things we saw under data manipulation, at least we know what is what, but this joins, right, after some questions I found something difficult, so which means we need to practice a lot. And if we go a bit slow, okay, we will stop you then and there, as you said, if we find some difficulties.
Yeah. You just let me know there only so that I can take care of that. So the joins,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
sure.
thought the joins are some of the same thing that we did in the SQL and the others.
Yeah, concept and logic we got it, but the syntax and the way you join, and it's all very new, right? So need some practice definitely.
Sure, no
It's like
worries.
getting one concept and forgetting the previous
Yes,
concept.
yes, Lakshmi. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to convey.
No worries. I mean, so anyways, I've given you the exercise also for that purpose only, like for daily basis. I'm giving the for all the
Mm.
concepts that we are doing. So I'm giving the exercises as well. So if you feel you
Mhm.
have any challenges, questions, so you can let me know, and otherwise I'll also take care of that basis.
Yeah. Because it seems like a complete foreign language. Because if we ask us some questions on SQL or the previous sessions, we can able to do it at least to some extent. But this thing, after giving some questions, first three I can able to solve it. Last one I totally didn't get it after you explain. Yeah, seems to be new. Okay, fine. We'll stop you then and there if there is any difficulties. Don't mind.
Yeah. Thank you.
So,
Okay. Thank you for the session, Amir.
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you.